Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Technique Tuesday. Let me just get caught up with the feed so I know that everything is okay. Let's have a look. Yep, that looks fine. There we go. Hope everyone can hear me okay. Just make sure the volume's up. Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you, Phillipa.
Okay, I know you can hear me. Yeah, volume's down on there. Just maybe wiggle it that way a bit. Try and get that a little bit more straight. Is that working? Good morning, Andreen. How are you, lovely?
Morning, darling.
Let's have a look. Okay. Up slightly. Here we go. Ooh, that's the creak of the camera. Thank you, Sue. It's lovely to be back. Good morning. And I've just seen that Pam is watching. And Pam, I would just like to let you know that you are the winner of the bundle from the last Technique Tuesday. So I shall be in touch later, so keep an eye out on your DMs, on your messenger, and then I can get those posted off to you, Pam. So Pam Mannering. Just bring them out. I thought I'd just do this while I saw you were on. You will be getting these 4 cards and the ones that I half made, so that you can finish those to whatever design you like. So I'll get those out to you tomorrow. Congratulations, Pam. Good morning, everybody. There we go. Still looking a bit weird on the camera angle.
Joe's back as her now.
You're back at, oh. Who was she before? Ah,
Yeah.
there we go. I see.
Joe, can I have a budgie?
Don't start on the budgie again, please. I don't know if any of you ever watched, what was it called?
On fat shots.
Just bring this up slightly. There we go. I was worried that I'm not going to get the picture right. The Bradshaws, apparently. Was it radio or television?
Radio.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh dear. It is quite funny if you want to find it. Anyway. These are the 4 cards we will be making this morning. I think everywhere's wet and windy today, isn't it? Oh dear. Good, looking out the window now, I can see everything flapping about there. Hi everyone. Sorry if I haven't said hello individually. I was just trying to show those to Pam, so that she knows she was the winner from last time. I will be doing exactly the same this time, and we will be giving away these 4 cards and like the blanks that I make, so that you can finish them and put your own decoration on. So if we're ready, we'll make a start. There we go.
And I promise I'll be in myself today.
I won't believe it.
Well, can I have a budgie?
So just for, obviously this is just going to be making, because we've got the 4 cards, and I am showing, like last time, the very basics of the card folds and how to put them together. So I won't be doing any of the stamping. That's why the ones that are left blank I can send out, and whoever gets drawn at random from commenting on here will have a chance to decorate them up themselves. Oh, thank you, Christine. So stamp wise for these, what I used was the Julie's Handpick collection, which is brilliant. So on this one and this one, which is lovely, and I used that colouring technique on that one as well, which I just still find so very pretty. And on these two I used my Pattern and Bloom collection because it's just so versatile. You can got male, female cards, any occasion you like really. So I've also used white super smooth card, the different size of card blanks, which I will go through individually when we do each one, are all super smooth. I've used true black card for the matting and layering. Stamping wise, I used VersaFine Claire Nocturne as usual. Different colouring mediums, either that's coloured ink pads, oxides, watercolour pens and alcohol markers, and then I've also used the usuals, scissors, trimmer, pencil scoreboard, bone folder, glue, stamp platform. You might need an extra long ruler or a longer than A4 piece of card just to draw a line along. Steel ruler, craft knife and a rubber. But again, I will be putting the instructions and materials lists into the group. So let's get these into order so we don't confuse ourselves, or more importantly confuse me. There we go. So this is the first one we're doing, and this is the basic Z fold, which is very simple but very effective. It's just a nice way to do something different with the card blanks we have. There we go. You can get quite intricate with these as well if you so wish. So let's get up the bits and bobs. So for this one, I've got a 15 by 30 card blank. And I've got my mats and layers ready there so that we're not doing too much cutting and things. So I've got my scoreboard. Really should get one of the smaller ones for the live, really. This takes up so much room. Okay, so like we've said before, you want to get that in nice and straight, butted up to the left hand side and the top. And we're going to score straight down at 15, which is the half. There we go. Then turn it over and score at 7.5, which is quarter of the way. And that's important because, like we said last time, we always fold with the mounting facing upwards. So if I just bring this up, try and get the light to catch it. This bit you can see is what we call the mountain, and the bit that dips in is the valley, and we always want to fold so the mountain is on the inside of the crease, and that way the outside is nice and neat. So we'll fold that one over first, give that a nice squish down, and then because we've got the mountain fold this side now, we're just going to fold that back on itself. There we go. Give that another nice crease, and that is basically it. Very easy to do. but very effective. So if you're going to be doing the 15 by 30, I'll give the measurements for this one, and we'll pop the black mats on as well. So I've got the true black, and I've got one that's 14.5 by 14.5. This is going to pop in the way. Why I don't get good for. Yeah, Pam. It's something. It always.
Nice one, Kim.
That's a good one to remember by Kim. Yeah, it does make a difference. It's such a small thing, but it really does make a difference. So obviously this piece of card is 15 by 15, so this is just gone down by 5mm, which is the easiest way, I think, of doing the mats and layers. I'm going to glue these on so we get an idea of what it's going to look like. Should glue there. Let's line this up. Get this on as best we can. That's it.
I forget sometimes.
Yeah, it is easy. It is easy to forget. It's one of those things where if you're not told or don't really think about it, I mean, you're not gonna know. I just automatically, when I first started card making, did it the other way, and but it does make sense once you've started doing it. Okay, so then the mat for this side will be 14.5 by 7.
Say good morning to Anya.
Hello, Anya. It's very nice to have you here. I'm going to put this one down on the front. You can open it up if you prefer to make it easier rather than trying to do it whilst it's springy on the fold. I think it's always nice to give things a good burnish as well, so a bone folder is ideal for that as well. There we go.
When first card maker, I just used to hold the card without scoring or anything.
And so then, of course, the next parts, which we'll leave for whoever wins the bundle, they can decorate as they wish. Oh. So the obviously this one will be 14 by 14. This will pop onto there, and then we've got 14 by 6.5. But don't worry about these measurements. will be putting a PDF into the group, Crafty Friends of Julie Hickey Designs, after we finish today. So if we move that to one side and bring this one in, all I did was I put the larger piece into the stamp platform first, stamped the main bouquet design, did the 2 corners. I made a little mask for this one and just put the little sprigs in as well, just to add a corner feature. You're okay, Irene?
Hi, darling.
And then lined this one up separately into the stamp platform whilst that was still down, so that I knew when this came in together that would fit and match up perfectly with that side. Stamp that again, coloured it in with alcohol markers, and then I used one of the message banners, just tucked it inside before I glued this part on top, just glued that into there so it comes over the edge from where the little bow is. And that was that, really. So quite simple but effective. So that is card number 1. So that was the Z fold.
It adds more to a 6x6 card.
It does,
Doesn't it?
definitely. I mean, when you start looking into card folds, we're just doing basics really, but there are so many different things you can do just with the one card blank. Thank you. Ooh, and card number 2. There we go. Let's bring this one out first before we get cracking. So this is the double Z fold. So you're working on the same principle. There we go. Bring that way as well so you can see it. Kind of makes sense. That's it. Basically the same, except you're snipping a bit off, adding it back in, and it turns the other way round, which I will show you. Thank you, Pam. Thank you all for your lovely comments.
They're a lovely bunch.
They are. Our group and customers and everything are amazing. So
yeah, you can make me one for my birthday, Pam.
The double Z fold is made from one 20 by 40 card blank. That's okay, Karen, don't worry. It will be here for you, and then eventually it will be on YouTube. So yes, this is good for a man's card. Definitely, that was what I was thinking. There we go. Okay, so bring this back in again. Quite a few bits to this. So that's the 20 by 40 card blank, which I get from pink for because they're unscored, which helps, because if you want to be putting your score lines in other places, you can do without too much bother. Okay, move that one out. So I'll get the scoreboard out first. I don't know what's down there. Massive scoreboard. Again, it's exactly the same. It's just a bigger piece of card. You can do these actually onto 6x6s as well, but I thought it might show up a little bit nicer with a big card. So I'm going to score straight down at 20, which is the halfway point.
How many people have got that scoreboard?
Yeah, quite a few.
Has anyone got the scoreboard who's watching?
Make sure that's in, nicely butted up to all the sides. And then we're going to score 10 centimetres. So turn this over like we did with last time. So that's all the score lines done. Pop this back down there. And before we fold or crease it or anything, I'm going to cut this up. Oh, you're welcome, Yvonne. I do. Well, as you probably all know by now, I do like creating men's cards.
I don't.
And it depends on the man as well, doesn't it? I mean, everyone's male or female is different, so please excuse the humongous guillotine I've got here. Andreen, you know all about this one now. Okay, so you turn it this way. Just wrecked to the camera. There we go. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to trim 6 centimetres down the length. That's it. And hold on to that. Nice creaky noise, isn't it? That gives us our 2 sections for the card now. Let's get this beast out of the way. I use that guillotine all the time. So we now have our 2 sections like so. Let's pop this up here as well. you can kind of see now how this is going to go. Okay, so just like before, I will now be calling the main card. It is a beast, isn't it? It's one beast of a guillotine. Fold, give that a nice crease. Yes. Sound of cutting paper is, isn't it? Very satisfying. Bring this back over on itself. Make sure everything's nicely lined up. Give that a good squidge. Okay, so that's the one part. Do the same with this one. Just fold over into those mountain folds. These are great little cards to do. Hi, Julie. Okay, now while we've got it here, this will go on top. So you've got the long flat bit facing you. And then this bit will stick in here, like so. There we go. These are very satisfying to make and open up a whole lot of possibilities. I mean, you can have that down at the bottom if you want to, and you can also then make like a pop-up feature inside, because you can then add bits and pieces into here and 3D them. So they're very fun, versatile cards, the double Z fold. So you've got lots of mats and layers with these, so we just want the black parts at the moment. Get these ready to send out. Excuse my arms. Let's get these stuck on. Okay, so you want to pop these on before you stick the whole thing together. So we've got a nice big bit for the inside at the back, because you will see everything. Hi, Sonia. Glue these in. Hope your weather isn't as miserable as ours is at the moment. Oh, hello, Sandra. Oh, you're very welcome. This in, line it up as nicely as we can. Go. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and the measurements for that will be like we did before. So this one is 19.5 by 13.5, and the bit that will go on the top once it goes out is 19 by 13, because this is now 20 by 14. So I've just gone down like that again. We then want some pieces to cover this side, because these will show. You don't necessarily have to do the inside, but I think it looks nice. I don't know if you remember, we did a Christmas card a little bit like this. Ah, okay.
Oh, morning, Julie.
A little bit of glue. There, I know a couple of years ago they were really popular, weren't they, Z folds, and everybody was doing them. But yeah, I always really like the Z fold. They're good, aren't they? Get that in there, and the measurement for this one is 9.4 by 13.5.
7 o'clock in the evening now, Sterling.
Yeah. They're great, aren't they, Joe? I think sometimes when we're doing samples or that, we're also always so focused on getting the ideas straight onto a card. We don't always, you know, evolve the actual card. You know, Hazel's always very good at doing the card folds, and Tracy's been making some fantastic cards, different folds and things. Sorry if I'm wobbling the camera about that. Okay, so those are now onto there. Then you would decorate your inside parts and pop those on as well. Obviously I can't now because I'm going to send these out for someone to finish and decorate as they like. So those would be stuck on before you attach this part, if that makes sense. And these pieces have gone down in the same increments as well. So the white is 19 by 13 and 9 by 13 each for these two. That's the main card. And then the little bit we pop on the top. So I've got a long piece. So this piece is 19.5 by 5.5, because the piece of card we're putting it onto is 20 by 6. This will of course differ if you make different card sizes. Put that on flat. There we go. Again, give it a nice squish down with the bone folder. And then we're going to have 2 on this side. And these are 9.5 by 5.5. Irene, you need to give it a go.
Imperial measurements sounds really complicated to me, Irene.
Oh, I'm so used to centimeters and millimeters, and especially matting and layering. I find it so much easier. It's what you're used to, isn't it? I know Tracy always uses inches, and I get confused with inches. I know where I am with centimeters and millimeters, because I can just go up and down in ones. Okay, put these on. So, again, flatten that down nicely. And then we would add our top layers to this. Let's move this along a bit. And then it would be ready to glue to the card. So the white pieces are 9 by 13 and 9 by 5. Yes, that's it. Yeah, and then obviously you then, I'll show you on here. The easiest way of doing it, I think, if you flip this over, place it where it's going to go, then you can see how far you need to put your glue so that it's not going to spill out onto anything else. So you would glue just from there to there, turn it back over. You can either have it in the middle or down the bottom or a little way up, doesn't really matter. Fold it right out. Obviously this would be glued. And then just lift that little one up, glue on there, press that back down, and there you have it.
Have you got any tips on when you put the stamp on that one, Pippa?
Yeah.
Any tips on the continued pattern?
On the continued pattern?
Yeah.
How do you mean, Sue? I'm being a bit thick here. You could, if you wanted to, you could decorate something and then cut it up into the sizes you want. If you know, if you're doing it from scratch. I mean, I cut each one separately and then decorated this out. This is a stencil in the background, so that was quite simple. But if you want something that's a pattern that's going to continue, do it all on one piece of card maybe, and then cut it into your sections, if that's what you meant. If not, I'm sorry. Let me know so I can sort that out. Hi Jaycraft, hi Jeanette. That video was lovely that you put on the other day, thank you, with all the samples arriving. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's the best way I've found of doing it. So you've got, you've got that glued, that's okay. You can then just glue that in, and then everything will line up and fold back in again. So that is card number 2. Get all those pieces back in, and someone will be able to finish those off.
Oh, I think she needs to get them repeated image from a smaller stamp.
That's the stars. Was it the stars? And like we've got the hearts and the dots and the daisies. The stripes are the stencil. The stars are a stamp, are the little stamp. I have covered that before. I will try and find it for you later, and then we can have a look. I will try and put a link on. So let me just make a note, because my brain likes to forget everything. For a bit of paper. Let's just do it. Sue. Stamp lining. I know we have touched on it before, so I will have a look for it and find the video, and I will tag you in a post if that's okay with you. Okay, thank you. That will probably make life easier than me trying to explain everything. Yes, yeah, no problem, Sue, that's fine. Okay, so card number 3. And this one is a cascade. This is just a single cascade. There you go.
Which I don't
You can get a double as well. I thought just as a starter, for everybody. We would just do a single one. See, as this is just for the basic card folds. I'm sure we could cover that at another point. There we go. So just a single cascade card, and this is again made just using a 20 by 40 card blank. So I'll find bits and bobs. Card blank again. You can do this with any size of card you like. Obviously all the measurements and the various different increments will be different. We're basically just going to divide this into 4, so if you work from that you'll be fine. But this is what the 20 by 40 will be. Okay, so we will score this first.
This is where the scoreboard comes in.
There we go. Thank you, everyone. So this time we'll butt it up to the left and the top to keep everything straight. I'm going to score at 30. It can make life a little bit difficult. 30. And at 10. Okay, I'm going to flip this over.
Christine's going to do this, the first one.
Ah, cool. And we're going to score, turned it over, we're going to score down at 20. If there's not much room, like we were doing just then with the 30, it's probably easier just to come in and go down at 10. Just turn it the other way. Okay. Let's move that to one side. So if you do what I did and go off slightly and give them a funny little mark, you can just go over the back of it with your bone folder and flatten that back out again. That's not a problem.
You're not going to see it.
No, you're not going to see it. It will be fine. Okay, so we need a pencil and a ruler. And we're going to come up on this side. Just come up and make, can you see that there? You can either use the ruler or the lines on your mat, that's fine. I'm going to come up on the left hand side and make a little mark at 3 centimetres. And then you need to draw a line from the 3 centimetre point all the way up to this last score line. And this is why an ordinary ruler won't work. You could do the measurements out separately if you're clever, but I'm not particularly clever mathematically. So I've got this humongous steel ruler.
That's mine.
Which I've pinched. And we're just going to connect the 3 centimetre line with the top of that last score line. I'm going to draw it in so you can see. You could go straight in with a craft knife if you wanted to.
Jennifer's asked if you use a silicone bone folder.
No, it's not. It's the one that comes with the hunky-dory. Get that out of the way. With the hunky-dory scoreboard, it is just plastic and it is starting to go on the end there. It would be much better to have a more expensive one, I think, really.
I'm not replying to Josh, and she said that's huge.
It is a very large ruler. It is. The side of an A3 sheet of card will work just as well. A4 isn't big enough, but okay. So I'm now going to cut along the line. As I said, you could use a craft knife if you so wish. Sometimes it's nice to go old school. You could attempt to line it up into a massive guillotine like we've got there. Okay, so now we've got our basic shape. Hang on to this because we can use this to draw in our angles for our mats and layers. Comes in very useful. Okay, because again, I'm not very mathematically minded. So if we start from this edge, you can, got any bits of pencil left, just a little go over. That's fine. They've been around for ages, haven't they?
I even got a glitter gears board to show you how to.
See you later, Marion. Thank you for joining us. You can catch up at any time. I will save this later. So the first fold, one nearest this edge, comes in like a normal like a card fold. Give a nice squash down with the bone folder. This then comes across into this way. You can see it starting to make sense now. And then this one comes over back in on itself. If you wanted to, you could bring this out, fold them individually. But there we've got the basis of our single cascade card. There you go. Now, obviously, the inside of the card blank is easy enough to put together. Lots of bits of paper here to show you. I've already gone ahead and pre-cut things, but we will go over it step by step. One's that way, and that way. The one inside again, I will go through the measurements, but they will be put onto the group. Okay, so for this bit I've got 19.5 by 9.5 because each of our sections are basically, they're like 10, 10, 10, 10. Because they're a quarter of the 40 centimetres folded up. Bring this one in, and again I won't put the white one on so that you can have the choice of how you'd like to embellish it. Just reading the comments.
I think we're all going to do a cascade card.
We're doing cascades card. I'm going to have to do a double one, aren't I?
Yeah, you have to.
I can get my head round it. Takes me a while to get my head in gear. And then we would have 19 by 9 to go on top. Of course, I mean, we just automatically head for white card, don't we? It doesn't have to be white card. It could be any colour you like. Okay. Then this one comes over the top and to go in the opposite direction. I'll add this one in and then I will show you how I've got the diagonal. So I've done this one the same size as the inside because it still reaches up to that top corner. I think I must have knocked the camera at some point. There we go. Let's see if I can get this nice and straight again, so that we don't keep going out of shot. Just put that one in there so it makes sense. And again, this, the same measurements again, with the diagonal cut off. This bit then folds back over, and this piece, the black card, is 13.5 by 9.5. Don't go too mad with my glue.
You started something.
Right.
We're going to be seeing cascade cards all over the place.
We should have done a cascade challenge.
Yeah.
The marguerites would look gorgeous on this, wouldn't they?
It would, wouldn't it? I just looked at that stuff. Well, you know what I'm doing today with Julie?
Is that? Put that in there. Okay, so you can see this coming together now. Okay, and then the final piece is, oh, and the measurement for the white was 13.9, and then this last piece of black is 8 by 9.5.
If I'm going to make a cascading card, Mark's going to make a cascading card, John.
And the white piece, the glue on. Oh no, I'm not sticking it on, am I? What am I doing? It's 7.5 by 9. Okay.
What are you doing?
There we go. I don't know. There we go. Let's bring this back in. So you can see how that lines up. Again, it's the same with this one that's decorated. So the best way I've found of doing these, if you we have this handy piece of waste now, so you can cut these up individually if you like, but let's just do it on this one. You don't have to, it works exactly the same, but you've got the right diagonal, if that makes sense. So you can line it up like so and draw in your diagonal, and then you can cut that in. Let's bring this down a little bit. If I'd cut these to the proper length in the first place, it would work, wouldn't it? Let's use this one. I know that pencil isn't here. It's not very easy to see, is it, on the... Bring that in. Line it up, top and bottom. Come in, draw your diagonal. And then when you cut that, it's going to be the same diagonal that you need. Obviously, doing it on the back. It's cut off. If you cut all your pieces to the size you need first, and then do your diagonal afterwards, if that makes sense. And then you've got that. The spare bits of card I've used aren't the right length, but you get the idea. So once you put your pencil lines on the back, get your diagonal in, and then you're gonna be able to match that up using what was the waist. And if you're really clever, you can use these pieces as your top layers as well. So that is that one. Hopefully that makes sense with the diagonals. So cut your rectangles, the measurements that I've given out, like say this one was 8 by 9.5, and then do your diagonal across the top, and that matches up exactly. There we go. So that's that one. Put this back out again. This was using the Pattern and Bloom.
That's so pretty.
If you wanted to, you can do these as well. They look really nice when they're displayed. I'm trying to, it's difficult when you're doing a flat camera to try and get that to look how it might when it's standing up somewhere. Thank you, Julie. Of course, you could also add in, you can stick pieces behind here to come from the back, and on here and here as well if you wanted to. So it's the starting point for a lot of different bits and pieces, really.
So pretty.
There we go. So that was card number 3. Let's pop all those to one side.
Andrene's going to be so happy that he's making all those ones.
So the last card is, what have I done with it? There we go, our little stepper card. This is very cute. There we go. That's it. Try and show this. No problem, Elizabeth. Oh, hope you all have a go at these. They're just you know, something a bit different to do with the card blanks and things. I'll try and show you. It's obviously it's quite obvious why it's called a stepper. Then yeah, please pop them onto the group. That would be absolutely fantastic. Then we can see what everyone's been making, all the different ideas and inspiration. And this again is from a 15 by 30 card blank.
Oh, Andrene thinks it looks hard to do.
No, not really. It's fine. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be making stepper cards out of everything. So let's find all the bits and bobs. It is not as difficult as you think. That's this. So like I said, it's just a 15 by 30 this one. You of course can do whichever ones you like. So I am going to draw a very faint line. I'm just going to line this up on here. This is how I find it the easiest way to do. 6 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very faint line at 6 centimeters. Depends how big you want your stepper as well. So this is just as a guide. This line that goes the whole way down at 6 centimeters all the way across. I know it's difficult to see. Okay, on our handy scoreboard again.
Just want to have a session cutting out different shapes and storing them ready to make up.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Top tip for Pam.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that line across towards the bottom edge, we're going to score all the way down the centre at the halfway point at 15 centimetres. There we go. And I'm going to do it on both sides because, as you can see, this card travels in both directions, and this just helps the movement of the card. The next score line we're going to put is at 7.5, and we're just going to bring this down to that pencil line we've got. That's why I drew the pencil line. Just makes life a lot easier. Again, do it on the other side, just to help with the movement of the card. I'm going to do one at 20. Don't worry about these measurements, they will be on the PDF in the group. Up to the line, again, turn it over, go back over it. We're going to have another one at 25, up to the pencil line, and back in on the other side. And the last one is at 27.5. Last little dinky step. Up to the pencil line, turn that over, and back in. Okay, so we've got all our score lines in. Let's pop that out of the way. Keep that to one side. Now, with the back of the card facing you, and you're going to need a nice steel ruler to help protect yourself. If you had a craft blank head. This is true, Pam. That is very true. And craft knife of your choice. I'm going to pop this up against that line that we drew before, and we're going to score down from the first to the last of those score lines. Okay. Over. Where are you working? There we go. Just going a couple of times just to make sure it's nice and cut. If you didn't want to, I'm sure we could get some scissors in there.
Folds like this, if you find it complicated, I would do a piece of copy paper first.
Yes, that's a good idea. For some reason that's not cutting. I've no idea why. So let's try again. Maybe I should have borrowed one of Brian's knives instead. There we go. That's it, how it's done it. I hardly ever use a craft knife. Okay, so we've got our line in. There we go. Need to snip along any bits. You can always, if you don't want to use the craft knife, make a dent and then go straight through. That's not a problem. hole and then use your scissors. It's like cutting out apertures if you don't like a craft knife. If you want to as well, you can come in and remove that pencil line. That's why I said it's better to do it faint. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one in as a guide as well. So the side with only the one score line on it now, this will go up. The bottom one goes up. Just be gentle when you're doing this and it will all fall into place. So it's up, down, just like steps, up, down, and up again. And then you can gently start moving this into position. Just manipulate it carefully. Yeah, if you've got one of the trimmers where you can, I've forgotten who it is now, where you can bring it in and do it and then lift it out, and one of those trimmers will be ideal. Cut a new blade on that one yesterday as well, and everything when I was getting prepped. So you just want to get these all a nice squish down.
John loves your colour, your flowers.
Oh, thank you. I love this colouring technique. Lots of different colours of watercolour pen. If you want to, you can come in and just go under here. So that is our basic stepper. But like I say, the thing to remember is just to go gentle when you're first pushing your folds and your creases in, and then that way it will come together nicely and you're not forcing the card anywhere that it doesn't really want to go. And then you start doing that, you start to get the buckling and things like that as well. So we'll just run through the mats and layers. I like these because you've always got somewhere nice to put your sentiment. So we've got the piece here of the black, which is 14.5 by 5.5. There are lots of variations of the stepper, but I think this, I just thought this was quite a good one to start. And then you can take it from there, see what you come up with. That's that one. And the largest piece towards the back, and the white one will be 14 by 5. So the next one, the black, this is 7 by 8.5. It's glued on. Thank you, Jeanette. It's classic, isn't it? It's easier if you unfold this really to get your mats and layers on. Come in with this one. Get that lined up. That one. Over. There we go. And the white piece for this one is 6.5 by 8. So that's one side. The next one is 8.5 by 4.5. You of course can make your steps different heights if you wanted to. That's the beauty of these. As long as you're within that halfway point, so that the card will fold back on itself. There we go. And it does make it much easier with the folds if you've creased them on both sides as well. And the white piece is 8 by 4. And then the last little one, which I do like because it's great for your sentiments. Glue on. And this is 2 centimeters by 8.5. And that means that the white piece is 1.5 by 8. Let's pop onto the bottom. There we go. So that's our little side stepper. Thank you, Julie. It's lovely to be back. It's taken us a little while here to get into the swing of all the new way of doing everything and various different appointments and things. But we got there in the end. So that's the parts there. Thank you. These stamps are gorgeous from Julie. Love these. And it's great because you can decorate up a one piece of card if you like, and then chop into it. It's great. Bring that out. So difficult to show. Let's have a look there. There we go. As you can see, I heat embossed. I clear heat embossed onto the black VersaFine with this one, and then used watercolour pen onto an acrylic block or a flat surface. Just an ordinary paintbrush with water, dip into the colour, squish it on random places, and then move on to the next colours. And it's great. You only need the 3 colours really, because they blend to make the rest. So that's that one. Get those ready to send out. Let's bring these ones back in. Oh, before I bring these ones back in again, let me show you what our next Technique Tuesday will be. Just going to pop the lid on my glue as well, because I don't want that drying up again. We will be starting on some very basic kinetic cards. So we've got this flip flat one, which we will be doing. These are great. I know Joe's recently done one of these. Put that back in again. There we go, like so. I mean, you can do these going that way down as well. I think it's more traditional to have them going that way, but I quite like them going across. So we'll be doing that one. And this one. There we go. Bring this up. If you can see that or not. Got the little bit in the middle. So something a little bit different. Quite easy to do. And then that will fold flat again. So this is there for in a fortnight. So we'll be doing both of those cards. Only 2 next time because they're a little bit more involved in the folds. Let's bring back in today's. We've got something to look at. There we go. And I will do exactly the same as last time. We'll keep all these and all the bits to make up, and I will send them out to anyone who's commented on this live and on catch up as well. So as long as you've commented on this video over the next fortnight, I will announce the winner in 2 weeks' time on our next Technique Tuesday. As I said, today's winner from the last Technique Tuesday is Pam Manarin, so I will be in touch later, Pam. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you enjoy yourselves. Give them all a go. I will straight away go and put those instructions and everything on, so you've got an idea of everything. And take care. And I shall see you all in a fortnight for kinetic cards. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.